Alright, welcome back to the channel, everyone. So today, Dana White just made huge announcements for the month of October, 2 main events, and a bit of a main card for the first one as well. And yeah, if your ears are to the streets, a lot of these matchups won't come as a shock to you. But yeah, before I get into it though, like, I could be here forever talking about this, but Dana White, he just looks so bored announcing this stuff. Like, literally, it's so frustrating and depressing to watch because it's like, there's millions of people who would do unspeakable things to live as Dana White for an hour, let alone a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that's the thing. I get being around anything, you'll eventually become desensitized to it, but it's like, hey man, drink an espresso shot, drink a Monster or something, like get hyped about something, you know? It's just like, it's so frustrating, and that's what you get when you have like one dominating the market, right? It's just like they don't have to try, they don't have to go any above and beyond. They literally keep going below and below the bare minimum each time there's a fight card announced. And it's just, whatever, I'll be here all day. But yeah, I just like, come on, Dana, like a little something, a little energy. Like it's just, seems like such a chore for him now. I don't know. I could be reading too much into it, but it is what it is. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So, he starts off saying, UFC 320, October 4th, T-Mobile, Las Vegas, the champ, Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. And then he's basically going on about like how Ankalaev hasn't lost in 7 years or whatever, something like that. And he's like, second longest winning streak behind who? John Jones. Yeah, here comes the hate. It's like, I don't know, man. It's just, I've been saying this for a while now. This Magomed Ankalaev Alex Pereira fight does nothing for me. Absolutely nothing for me. And I don't know, maybe I'm in the, I'm by myself on this, but it's just like, the first fight really had no hype on it, no build up. And I get it's not WWE and it's not going to have every, whatever. But like, the fight itself was very frustrating and kind of boring to watch. Magomed Ankalaev had a moment where he rocked Pereira, but other than that, it was just like kind of like leg kicks or holding him up against the cage. And just, there's no storyline to this. Like, put all like the hype in the trash. Like, there's really just no storyline to it. It's just like, oh yeah, you took my belt. It is what it is. Now I'm coming back for it. And I'm a huge Alex Pereira fan. Don't get it twisted. It's just, I don't want to see this matchup, to be honest with you. Like, honestly, I think Alex Pereira transcended the belts to the point where it's just like, if he has, 2, maybe 3 fights left in his career, like, who cares about the belt, man? And I get, obviously, Pereira wants the belt because of the money, but it's just like, I don't think he's going to be able to beat Ankalaev, and I just feel like this matchup's just a complete waste of time. In the sense of, like, I don't know, I almost would rather see, like, a Jiri try his luck against Magomed. Something like that. But, yeah, I don't know. This fight is just, like, does nothing for me. Sorry, it is what it is. I'll obviously watch and I'll break it down, but, yeah, as far as, like, am I like, yeah! No. Alright, co-main event. Merab versus Cory Sandhagen. And yeah, this one I am more excited for sure. Like, I'm not like, oh my god! But, I'm definitely a lot more interested in this matchup than I am against, like, a Magomed versus Periera. That's the thing, Ali's gonna, like, type for Magomed Ankalaev anyway. So it's like, it's not even him building up the fight. It's whatever. Anyways. Yeah, as far as Merab versus Cory Sandhagen, to me, that'll be, people are saying, oh yeah, Cory's going to have it, what it takes to beat Merab. And that's the thing. On any given night, any of these top level, like top 5 fighters should be able to beat each other on the right night, given the right circumstances and everything. However, Merab's style is just such a nightmare for, 95% of the division. And I just, unless Cory Sandhagen lands some fluke, like, well, not fluke, obviously everything's planned, but like, maybe like a flying knee or something crazy, but he doesn't have the power to like knock Merab down with a punch. Obviously he could land a kick, but Merab's hands, he's just so sporadic and he's full of energy. I just don't think Cory Sandhagen, and I like Cory, it's just, he tends to choke on these huge moments, and I'm glad he's getting his shot finally to prove whether he is the best in the world or not. I've been wanting Cory Sandhagen to get a title shot, and it's like, oh, well, you hypocrite. Cory's not very exciting. At least he's trying now, and he's trying to market himself, and it is what it is. Obviously, this fight, same thing with the Magomed Pereira fight. It's not going to be this huge build-up. It's not going to be electric or whatever, but as far as the fight itself, I feel like it will be competitive. Like, I don't think Cory Sandhagen's going to get subbed round 1 or 2 or anything like that. But yeah, I just see Merab kind of dominating him, similar to like the O'Malley first fight. Like, I think Cory's going to have a lot more success than O'Malley simply because he's more dynamic and he has built in a wrestling base to him. Like, he's not like a fish out of water like O'Malley is. But yeah, I don't know. I've said this for a while. I feel like the only person in the division that can beat Merab right now is a Umar Nurmagomedov. And well, they already fought. I understand that, but I feel like Umar got a taste of 5 rounds. Now he knows what it's like. And not only that, he's been in there with Merab for 25 minutes. He has a whole strategy. He's already had a camp for him. And he was the most competitive out of any of these fights with Merab in recent years. Obviously, Merab has losses, but I'm talking like right now, Merab, he's the most competitive out of all of them. And I think with a few strategic changes, he definitely has a chance to beat him. As far as Cory, like I said, slim to none chance that he's going to win. Flying knee, maybe, a spinning wheel kick, something like that. But yeah, I feel like Cory Sandhagen, he's gonna get so defensive where he's just gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm defending these takedowns. But then you forget about the offense. Similar to like when he fought Umar, right? Like, he's doing good against the takedowns and everything. He's doing good, but he's not doing enough offense to win the fight. He's just kind of like keeping it neutral. But then the person who's engaging in the grappling obviously gets the points if there's not a lot of striking going on. So yeah, I feel like Cory Sandhagen is going to get too comfortable. It's just like, yeah, I'm doing really well against this grappling. But then, rounds 3, 4, 5, and then eventually he's just going to start giving up positions. And I think either, maybe late sub or a decision by Merab. Unquestionable. But yeah, it's just my early kind of thoughts on that. And then Dana just goes, it's like, Merab's on a 13-fight win streak, and Sandhagen's ranked number 3. It's like, that's all you can say about Sandhagen? Yeah, he's ranked number 3. Like, fucking hell, man. I'm sorry. Like, I know I, bitch and whine about this shit. Like, that's the thing. I get it's not everyone's going to be like, hi, how are ya? Like, what's going on? Hello. But, I don't know. It's just, whatever. Anyways, moving on. Now, this one comes as a shock. Obviously, I think this is going to be like a feature fight because I don't think they're going to have any other fight that's like this highly touted. Not only that, it's on the same... That's the thing. I will give them credit for this. So the next matchup is Jiri versus Khalil Rountree. And I'm very happy on multiple reasons. First reason, obviously, this is going to be an amazing fight, without a doubt. Second reason is they have a highly ranked fight in the same weight class as the main event, right? Because that's the thing. I find it so stupid having someone waste, months of their career as a backup. You know what I mean? Because very rarely do they ever have to back up, right? And I just think that having this fight built into the card so that, let's say, worst case scenario, Periera or Ankalaev pull out, whatever, who cares? Either Jiri or Khalil can step up, right? So I'm very happy about that. That's why I was so confused about the whole Chimaev and Dricus thing. It's like, who's gonna be the backup for that, right? Because you every single pay-per-view main card should have a corresponding high-ranked matchup in that weight class. So I'm very happy about that. But aside from all those logistics, like I said, really good fight. But it got me thinking. I'm like, what the fuck are they gonna do with Alberg? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was thinking they were gonna do Jiri versus Alberg because we look at the rankings here. So Khalil Rountree is ranked number 4, just beat Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill is now at number 6, and then Jiri Prochazka is now ranked number 2. So, and that's the thing. Alberg just fought Jan Blachowicz. Obviously, Periera's fighting for the belt. So I guess they're just gonna sit Alberg out on ice because I feel like they probably offered something to Alberg, but he's just like, oh, I'm not fighting down. No way. I beat Blachowicz. But then the UFC is probably like, that fight was dog shit. So. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do with Alberg. I kind of feel bad for Jiri, too, because it's like, honestly, what he's been doing has been very impressive, and I feel like this fight would have happened eventually, regardless, but yeah, for Jiri to be on a... actually, no, yeah, Jiri only has 1 win against Jamal. You know what? Scratch that. This fight makes a lot of sense. It's just, I was just kind of like the missing piece of Alberg. I just didn't know what to do, but yeah. They're both coming off of a 1-fight win streak against Jamal Hill. So, hey, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I guess it makes sense. We'll see what's what when it comes to them. As far as the fight itself, I think Jiri will win. I think Yuri's just that much unorthodox towards Khalil Rountree. I feel like Khalil Rountree, he did really well against Jamal. He's flat-footed, chewed up his calf. I think the calf kick will be a big weapon that he's going to use against Yuri. But yeah, if Yuri plans for this properly, he'll be able to address the calf kick. And I think he's just going to get too crazy up in the clinch, spinning elbows. And yeah, I just think Yuri's just a little too unorthodox for Khalil. Not only that, he's going to have the size difference. And I just, yeah. Obviously, Khalil can start breaking him down. And I think it's only a 3-round fight, too. So yeah, if Khalil can address those legs of Yuri and start breaking down his base, he can have a lot of success. But I just think Yuri's been actually improving, unlike some people, you know, Jamal Hill and Vittori. But yeah, no, it is what it is. But yeah, I think obviously really good fight. But yeah, kind of came out of nowhere. But yeah, can't complain about that. Solid matchup. But yeah, like I said, what are they going to do with Alberg? So yeah, Alberg 100% needs another fight before he wins or goes to the belt because, like I said, that performance was kind of dog shit. Excuse me, burping. All right, moving on. And then Dana White's like, yeah, I don't need to say anything else about that Yuri Rountree fight. Now, also, we got the Contender Series. Okay, yeah, whatever. And then he's like, oh, yeah. Big week, I guess, for that fight card. You got the Contender Series and all that, so whatever. UFC, BJJ, Power Slap, okay, whatever. All right. Now, UFC 321, October 25th, Etihad Arena, Abu Dhabi. Now, since it's in Abu Dhabi, I'm assuming they're probably going to have a 10 times better card than the other one. But hey, you know, what do I know? Now, Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. Another one of those kind of just like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, we can't be too critical simply because it's like, I seen in the comments where it's just like, yeah, I thought they were going to make it up to Volkov because Dana thought Volkov beat Gane. And then, you know, how is he going to make up to Volkov when he's having to fight? I think he's fighting Almeida or something like that. But in my head, I'm like, okay, you guys got to realize. The heavyweight division is dog shit. Dog shit right now. Aside from Aspinall and, you know, maybe like 2 others. Really, really, really bad. And let's be honest, like the heavyweight division, like I said, it's been struggling for a while now. So let's say, you know, they do the right thing and, hey, Volkov, come in. Have a rematch against Aspinall. Let's be real. How much excitement for a rematch with Volkov compared to a rematch with Gane? And I get it. Trust me, I get it. Gane is one of those guys which is like, yeah, I'm actually in shape in heavyweight. Let me give unlimited title shots. You know, you fail against Ngannou. You failed against Jones, which the Jones one was bad. Looked like he didn't know what he was doing. That was bad. And now he's getting a 3rd title shot. And that's the thing. Obviously undeserved, yes. But that just goes to show the state of the heavyweight division, you know. And that's the thing, too. I think they want to build off of, like, the French market. Because every time you see them going to France, like, the arena's, like, rumbling. Like, remember when he fought Tai Tuivasa, Cyril Gane? They're literally singing the national anthem. And you can see the rafters, like, shaking. Like, it's like Tai was like, oh, shy, fucking hell. Like, he was impressed. He's like, whoa. And, yeah, obviously, you know, England versus France, you know, it's historic, too. So, yeah, the storyline's kind of built in. It is what it is. Like, as far as excitement for this, too, I'm a little more excited for this one than I am against, like, Periera and Ankalaev. Simply because this one's heavyweight and they're both really athletic and they haven't fought each other. And I feel like Tom Aspinall, obviously he could take it to the ground and sub him. But it looks like Cyril Gane has been improving. So I feel like this fight will be really good for as long as it lasts. I think this is going to be one of those, you know, end in round 1 or 2. I don't see this fight going to decision. I feel like Tom Aspinall, especially, he has so much to prove because he's like, fucking hell, John Jones wasted a year of my prime for no reason. And now I'm fighting his scraps that he just went through. So Aspinall, because you already know John Jones is going to be watching that fight like, yeah, I hope Tom Aspinall loses. He ain't shit. But in reality, I think Tom Aspinall will pass this test with flying colors. And I just feel like Obviously, John's wants Aspinall to lose because, if he does, it makes him look way much better because he's like, oh, look at what John Jones did to Ciryl Gane. But no, I feel like Aspinall, he has the tools to win for sure. And it's just, the only thing is, I'm worried Aspinall might rush things because he's like, I have to do it better than John did. I have to do it better than John did. Because if I don't, if I go to a decision or if I make it close, then it's just going to be like, what are everyone's going to say? So as long as Tom Aspinall get through that mental battle, it's like, okay, let's just take our time. We know we got the skills to beat him. Let's not rush in anything crazy. As long as you beat him in like the first half of the fight, it is what it is. People will be like, oh, well, John did it in 13 seconds less than you. Ha, you ain't shit. But, who's really saying that? It's just like trolls, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. As long as Aspinall wins with relative ease, I think it still makes John look really bad and really look like he ducked him. And that's the thing. On a side note, Dana White's like, yeah, we can't have John headlining something like that. He's just too unpredictable. And then John writes a little heartfelt message here. Let's take a look here. What does John say? Because it was like something about like, oh, I'm disappointed. The fans can see where my heart is. It's like, bruh. You can tell John Jones is the type of person, I don't know if it's like narcissism or something like that. I'm sure it is. But it's just, he hates not being in the spotlight anymore. Oh, look at that. He deleted it. Oh, here it is. Never mind. Sorry. He did not delete it. Okay. So he says this. I heard the comments made at last night's press conference. While I was a little disappointed, I'm still in the UFC's drug testing pool, staying sharp and continuing to train like a professional. I'll be ready for whatever comes next. In a recent interview, I shared that the opportunity to fight at the White House gave me something deeper to fight for, a why that goes beyond paychecks or belts. Fighting for my country gives me a greater purpose. The silver lining in all this is knowing that the fans see my heart. They see, and that's the thing, I swear, either John Jones is stupid, which I don't think is the case, or he just loves rage baiting everybody. So he's like, the silver lining in all this is knowing that the fans can see my heart. They see that I'm ready to take on anyone to represent my country on a historic stage. For me, it's never been about the opponent. I'm chasing legacy, something timeless, something bigger than the moment. So far now, I'll keep grinding, stay patient, and stay faithful. I'm ready to fight on July 4th. And then I really like to see this, though. Like, so many people, like Luke Thomas, like all these guys, and like Ariel. And that's the thing. Obviously, everyone has their opinions about them. I do too. But I feel like as far as like the community as a whole, even Brendan Schaub, you know what I mean? Very respected opinion in the MMA community. But jokes aside, everybody is so fucking done with John Jones. So done with John Jones. And that's killing him inside. I guarantee you. He hates that because John Jones loves to be the center of attention, and that's why he milked the whole title shit. So that's the thing. And not only that, I think John Jones blindsided them too, because that's why they announced his retirement in Baku. And yeah, it's just, for once in his life, Dana White's not bending over for John and actually like being like, yeah, for sure, whatever you want, John. He's actually like, no, he's too unreliable. And it's just, yeah, I feel like, especially with Tom Aspinall, honestly, I would say if I was talking to Tom Aspinall, I'd say, tell John Jones he's got to earn it. You know what I mean? Like, just play like, nah, I don't even want him. Just throw a whole wrench in the whole situation, because that's the thing too. Even if this fight goes ahead in next year, right? I think John Jones is what, 36, 37, something like that? By the time he comes back, he'll be 38, out of his prime, ring rust and all. And I just feel like, even, let's say Tom Aspinall knocks him out, well, it was a wash, retired Jones, who cares? So, honestly, if I'm Tom Aspinall, nah, you can go fight Derek Lewis in the Apex. I'm good. So yeah, it's just like I said, very glad to see that people aren't putting up or even entertaining John Jones's bullshit. It's such a like, what the fuck kind of situation with the way he retired, or handled his retirement. And it's just, yeah, I'm glad that they're not entertaining any of his shit. So yeah. Hopefully Aspinall wins. I don't hate Ciryl Gane or anything like that, but I like Tom Aspinall more, and especially for what he's been through. So yeah, all in all, that's my thoughts on the UFC fight card. Been announced. I don't understand why he doesn't even have a co-main announced or something to announce for that Aspinall Gane thing. But like I said, it's in Abu Dhabi, so I'm sure it's going to be much better than the other pay-per-view. And as far as those fight announcements, I'll keep you guys posted. And yeah, those are my thoughts. Like I said, like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.